Third question, candidate Coppola will go first. In recent years, the City of San Marcos Capital Improvements Plan has transitioned away from an action list into more of a wish list, as the estimated total of the projects being considered is well into the hundreds of millions of dollars in the foreseeable future. If elected, how would you work to manage the numerous wants and needs of the community while controlling the ever-increasing cost burdens being placed on tax-paying citizens?
Outstanding question. We need to prioritize for our citizens. I've watched some of the policy that has been implemented, and it's astounding to me the amount of investment dollars that we make that aren't going into our citizens here, as well as our property owners, our small business owners, those who provide jobs here in San Marcos where that dollar is circulating. So I would I would prioritize, first of all, in terms of ethical decision making, to make sure it affects in a positive way our citizens, not just fanciful projects, and there's no documentation to tell us what the long-term effects are. In addition to examining this public policy from a long-term perspective, we also need to look in terms of short-term implications. I think one, criteria that we should consider is the cost of gas. I mean, this is affecting us, on the Hill in terms of education policy, and I know it's affecting us here in San Marcos. So we need to be thinking about economic trends on a national level when we're implementing policy, and do some sort of ethical prioritizing to make sure it's best for businesses as well as our youth and citizens here in San Marcos.
The number one thing that I would do in order to ensure that our capital improvement plan actually translates into something that benefits our citizens over a long haul is one, utilize the resources we have with our city staff to ensure that the projects that are being placed on the capital improvement plan actually address a long-term need and also address some of the many master plans that we have out there. I think it's very important for us to take the master plans that we have and put them together. I think using our capital improvement plan is the best means of doing that. We've invested probably about $200,000 to $300,000 in different types of master plans. And I think it's time to really bring those master plans together, and I think utilizing the staff in order to bring those master plans together and invest dollars not in pet projects, but invest dollars in long-term need is the best way of doing that. However, I think that from a policy perspective, we as a council need to step back and really ask ourselves the question, are the dollars that we are putting into our capital improvement plan, or will the dollars that we're putting into our capital improvement plan actually translate into something that our sons and daughters can utilize down the road? I think too many times we try to put pet projects into our capital improvement plan and see it out before the end of our term. But I think a capital improvement plan is something that is for the long haul, something that we should take advantage of over a period of time. So what I would do to address that is, one, utilize our city staff and bring all of our master plans together, and two, ensure that the investments we're making in our capital improvement plan are actual investments that play out down the road and don't stay.
Fourth question, Councilman Jones will go first. As a member of the San Marcos City Council, how can the San Marcos Area Board of Realtors help you achieve your goals for our city?
Well, I tell you what, the San Marcos Board of Realtors, you guys are our marketing department, and I don't know the better way of putting it. You guys are the gatekeepers of our community. When people ask, where do I live, where do they go? They come to you. And so, to help me, all I'm asking you to do is to sell San Marcos, do the very thing that I try to do on the dais every year, and that is tell people how progressive of a city the city of San Marcos is. Tell people that the city of San Marcos has a history of education, and has invested huge amounts of dollars in education, and that the citizens of San Marcos see the value of education. Also, talk a little bit about the direction that we're going. Talk about the master plans that we've put out there. Spend some time talking to people who are looking to move here. Spend some time talking to people who are looking to move here about how forward and how progressive our city really is. I think that perception has really dominated the discussion over the past 8 years. And I really think it's time for us to change that. I think it's time for us to really start talking about where we're going as a city and what you want the city to be. So essentially, sell San Marcos, make the sale. Kyle and Buda, yes, they're great places to live, but they have larger challenges than we do. They have challenges that will play out in 10 years, possibly, definitely negatively. And I think that really, when you make an investment in San Marcos, you make an investment that will last beyond 10 years, but will last 20 to 30 years. And that's, I think, the message I would like for you to carry to those who are looking to move here.
My answer is very simple. I would be listening to what y'all have to say. Y'all are the leaders of the community. Many of you I've known for 20 years, and you've been realtors that period of time. You've seen San Marcos change in terms of our revenue, not being reliant on the outlet mall to now being reliant on the outlet mall. You've seen the trends in terms of how our economy has changed here locally. You've seen how the downtown has begun to revitalize, and you've invested your monetary resources in that. Also, y'all are the ones who's talked to the citizens here in San Marcos and see them on a daily basis. You know what their needs are, and you know what sorts of trends that we need to be concerned about in terms of property and taxes and whatnot. So what my answer would be is I would be listening to what y'all have to say, because you are far experienced in this, and you have an investment, and you also put back your monetary as well as your emotive investment back into the town through your involvement with debates like this. I think it's vital for candidates as well as elected officials to continue dialogue and to have open hearings so that your needs are met, and that we know specifically what sort of concerns you have and how we should turn our attention in terms of public policy making. Without your voice and your support, elected officials cannot proceed with a panoramic public policy perspective. So that would be my answer to that question.